mention something that should touch our hearts. When you're not at home, when you're not on the screen of television, when you're not physically here, who are you on the pages of your social media handle? Are you class A, where you mind your business and talk only on something that matters to community development? Or are you B, who makes feelings with all realities, talk to anybody anyhow regardless of the status of that person? Or are you C, who just share anything from anyone just because you want to get followers? Or are you D, who doesn't even know where you belong to? Ladies and gentlemen, the world has taken over by civic spaces. What you do for your community defines who you are going to be today, tomorrow, and in the nearest future. Gone were those days when you tell people stories. Actions now speaks louder than any other person in the world. You should be the owner of your brand. Sometimes in 2016, specifically in November 2016, I came into Zamfara State to start working for the UNICEF. So the first question I asked myself, where are the youth of Zamfara State? Where are the potentials? Just like what my brother Mahmoud said, the world sees Zamfara and similar other states like a burning storm. But even today, we are reversing that story by telling them that we are resilient enough to hold this kind of event, even when we sadly know that some innocent people are losing their lives. But these are the kind of engagement that tells us where we should be in the future. Now let's throw this away. Let's ask ourselves, are you a global citizen or do you want to be one? The civic space is filled with reputation. Your father don't have to be the former minister, don't have to be the most richest person in Africa, can be the poorest person in the community, but your branding takes you to wherever you think you will never imagine to be. Civic space is now filled with young, talented leaders across the globe, competing to make their community works. On the street of Chidunwa, it is my responsibility and your responsibility as a citizen. So who is a global citizen? A global citizen is just like Mahmoud, somebody who doesn't complain. A global citizen is just like my senior commissioner here and my senior lecturer who only think about how can we help Zamfara State. A global citizen doesn't complain when the problem is too much. A global citizen will say, okay, calm down. What is the way forward? What can I do to help the situation? Before you talk to the governor, before you talk to the commissioner, in your own community, just your street of 40 houses, who are you to them? Are you a problem solver? Are you a solution provider? Or you are one of the people that spectate and dictate and talk on the social media? You have to define who you are before you go out to the community and talk to them about civic spaces. I like one thing about TEDxKanwuri. It is about solution, not discussing events or unfolding realities, but talking about where do we go from here. Sometimes when Obama was the president of US, many comments. But his last 6 or 7 hours of closing remarks when he was leaving the US White House after 8 years, he said, we cannot do without the civic spaces. He thanked the civil society for giving him all the pressure, positive pressure, to ensure that he was able to do what he did for the people of America. What are we going to do for the people of Zamfara State, regardless of whether there is government support or not? Government is only giving us enabling environment. But whether what the support is going to do for us, whether it is going to be positive or negative, lies on all of us. Sometimes when I check social media handles, especially the colleagues and friends I work with in Zamfara State, I ask myself, Can this really give us the Zamfara state we want to get? I also belong to Zamfara state because part of my story in life can never be complete. I had part of my studies in Zamfara state. I worked 3 times in Zamfara state. I had a lot of family friends in Zamfara state. I have colleagues I work with and I talk to them every single hour from Zamfara state, and all of them are telling me the good story of what Zamfara is and what it is likely to be in the future. Not only anybody in this hall, but every single young person in Zamfara state should know that the story of whether Zamfara state should look like Lagos, should look like London, should look like Paris, is my responsibility and you, not the governor. The governor is here to give you enabling environment. Within the time he is under the stewardship of the state, it's now left to you to unleash or take the opportunity. But after 8 years, he will deliver the mandate and leave us. What we're able to capture from the government is not about criticism that is unfactured. It is not about condemnation that is uncalled for. It is about where is that small, tiny opportunity to make it into billions of folds, so that in the end, Zamfara state will write its name not in gold, not in diamond, not in silver. Those are mineral resources. It should write its name on the sky so that everybody will see it when the air is at standstill. When you try to write your name in gold, the price of gold can crash. If you write your name in diamond, some people don't like it. But when you write your name for every single person in the world to see, like what Mahmoud did, the end will not be anytime near. So I have 4 messages for the young people here. 1, the do no harm policy on your spaces should be what you should watch every single second. Once you take your social media handle to time, ask yourself, is this true to the best of my knowledge morally? 2, what is the consequences of this? I'm above 18 years. Am I ready for that? 3, how beneficial is this going to be to my own self and to my immediate community should it go into the social media? And the last one, so what if I post it? What am I going to lose? So long as you are not going to lose anything and it is going to be in the interest of the community, hit your share. So long as you are doubting whether it is going to cause unnecessary crisis or unnecessary uncertainties, please delete it. Rule number 2 and message number 2. We should know that the world is not just beginning and it is not going to end tomorrow. We will all live and survive up to the last breath of our life. That means we have mandate to deliver when we are alive. So, back to your hospital bed or on the bathroom where you're going to say your last breath, ask yourself, beside all of the stories, what have I done to write my name in gold about who and where and how will Zamfara State improve from where it is? This, nobody should do it for you. Third one, ladies and gentlemen, is the hard truths. We should always remember that we have potentials in us. Get people around you to unlock it for you. When you envy Mahmoud for being in the US and Mandela Fellowship, you're only envying for a purpose. But tomorrow, when you're still writing the MBEs and looking at the definition, he will go another place. Why not jump and ask him, come, we need this hall in the next week and tell us how to reach there. There are a lot of stories. But then, Mahmoud should also tell you that if you want to be where you need to be, 2 things happen. You need to be like a Lipton tea. When you tear Lipton tea and you test it, it tastes bitter. But when you sick it into a hot water, in a wine glass, you see the colors, you feel the tastes, you see the aroma. So there are so many potentials in you when you have to leave your comfort zone to be like a Lipton tea, to go into the hot weather, to go where people cannot go, to talk where people cannot talk, but talk sense and talk reality. Until then, you are not going to unlock your potentials. If Mahmoud had decided to say it is not possible, there dictionary meaning to that. When you remove